Okay, we are live. Those who's watching, I'm sorry. We're live this evening, every Wednesday. Welcome to SISTABIZ. This show is geared towards dedicated women in business. Hey, Angela. Good evening. Can you hear us? No, I guess she's still getting set. But yes. So, how was your day, Nicole? I ran in here today.
Yeah, I just actually came back from Dulles Airport, so
Wow. So you were traveling.
dropping barrels.
Oh wow. I forgot. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So
I would love
today
to
was
see
the day.
the day of your work during the day. Like,
It
hi.
can be.
It can be hectic.
Hey, Donna.
Hi, everybody. How are you?
Hi.
Good.
We're just jumping in, talking about our evenings. I ran in here today. So
Busy evening. Same here. Busy
all of
day.
us. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Hey,
and
baby.
when you are a
I
caregiver,
can, Angela.
I think I hear you now. Say something.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe not. She's probably still working on it. But I'm sorry, Donna. Trying to get this stuff set up.
oh, no worries. No, I was saying when you are a caregiver,
Right.
for other people, then it's not even just your own day that you're taking care of so I actually just came back from picking up groceries and supplies for my mother-in-law.
Oh wow, I get it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I get it. I did all that during the daytime on my break in between clients. I ran, my son is, home from school. He's the only child and he's spoiled. He doesn't understand that when I cook in the mornings, that's dinner for the evening. It's not lunch.
You eat everything.
Yeah, it's not a snack. And then he's calling me like I'm hungry. I'm like, are you serious? Like it's food in there. Stop it. The games, So that's what I deal with, during the course of my day while I'm, doing hair.
Gotcha. Well, it looks like I may be a little low on my camera. I'm gonna try to come up a little bit and adjust this camera.
Okay.
A bit. Let me see what we have
I'm
going on.
constantly moving.
Well, yeah, this is my first time utilizing StreamYard, so I gotta figure out how to make a couple adjustments. Maybe the camera adjusted.
It's just all like that. It's always like that. Knowing I always got to play with it a few minutes because I'm always so low.
Okay.
So what's going on, Donna? Have we met before?
We have not. So it's my pleasure to join you ladies today. I have the pleasure of knowing Donnie Glover. And we know in common.
Yes, he gave us this platform. Yes.
Absolutely. And so when he shared with me that you all are talking to business owners, I was just thrilled because that's what I do every day.
Right.
I wake up to ensure that organizations have the capacity to know about our businesses and know that they should be including their opportunities, the contracting opportunities that they have. So I'm excited to be here. Thanks for
this is great.
me.
Let me just introduce myself before we get started because we haven't formally met. My name is Jessica. I'm known on social media and throughout my events as JRevive. That's my business name. I am a hairstylist first. Since we've been in quarantine in the last 6 months, I took a break from doing hair and I started doing pop-up shops. And I, started bringing all Black-owned businesses together. And it's called Trap Star Vendors. And it's called Trap Star because it's geared towards musical entertainment. So while everybody's shopping, I have live entertainment, performers. Last time I had a cheerleading gym. They did a routine. So, I try to make it pretty unique as far as any type of entertainment. So that's what I've been doing the last 6 to 7 months. I have that. And then I have an office in Pikesville where I do customized design. So I do t-shirts, I do wine glasses, I do bottles, bags, anything that can pretty much be customized. That's what I do. So I have a lot going on, but I'm balancing it well. So that's who I am. JRevive.
JRevive. Love it.
Yeah.
Multi-talented.
Yes. You want to
My name is Nicole Orr. I'm the owner of ANC Pack and Ship, which is one of the only Black-owned multi-carrier shipping outlets in Baltimore City. I just recently branched into Callistian Logistics, which is our freight forwarding side of the business. And we're located in Lombard and Calhoun.
Nice.
Yes.
And then I think, did I see someone else who had joined?
Angela. She's I think she's coming back.
Yeah, I'm sure she's coming back. I think she's just having some type of technical difficulties, but she'll be back. She'll join us soon. Okay. Yeah. So I'll let her introduce herself when she joins us. But I want to hear about exactly what it is that you do, Donna.
So what we do, my company is Early Morning Software.
Okay.
And we actually manufacture a product called Prism Compliance Management.
Okay.
So we essentially started as a full service information technology firm.
Okay. Real quick, I'm sorry. I can't really see you. I want to see your face. I know the audience might want to see your face. I think the camera.
Is that better?
You're a little low, but it's better than what it was. At least I can see you.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to try to make an adjustment. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stand up a little bit. Is that better?
Okay. That's better. I can see your face now.
Okay, awesome. I want to just make one adjustment to this little sign here. I got so much stuff going on in my background.
We all have been through it.
So I'm the president and CEO of Early Morning Software.
Okay.
So we've been in business 27 years. My business partner is my husband, Cecil Robinson.
Okay.
And so we have over the last 12 years, really focused on bringing forward our technology called Prism Compliance Management.
Okay.
And Prism Compliance Management is really geared for almost any organization that wants to be inclusive of women and minority-owned businesses, as well as women and minorities in their workforce. So our whole platform is designed to ensure that organizations can have successful economic inclusion outcomes.
Okay.
So to give you a few examples, our clients are throughout the U.S. So we assist organizations like the City of San Diego,
okay,
the City of Atlanta, Baltimore City, Baltimore County, just to name a few, airports, housing authorities, and even private institutions like hospitals. When they want to ensure that they're engaging with local businesses, many of them may have the will to do it, but they may not know how. Right. And so what we go in and do is help them put practices in place that are going to yield real outcomes. So I don't know if you all have ever experienced this, but sometimes I'm in audiences, chambers of commerce and local organizations, and they'll tell me, we tried to team up, or we have businesses in the community that are telling us that when they approach organizations, they're told that there aren't any minority-owned businesses that perform certain services, or there aren't any Black businesses to perform certain services. And I'm not sure if you've ever heard this, Nicole, but given the kind of work that you do, which is also a very unique service as well. So what we do is just to make sure that we can dispel those myths. And so when organizations do rise up and say, oh, no, there aren't any Black businesses that, do landscaping, or there aren't any Black businesses that are architects and engineers, we say, oh, no, maybe you just don't know where they are, but we can help you find them. Right. And so that is all meant to help close the wealth gap that exists in diverse communities and Black and brown communities.
Now, do you have to, I guess, to participate with your software, have to have like the certifications, like the MBE, WB?
So the profiles of our businesses actually have give the vendors the ability to identify what certifications that they've received. Our software also helps organizations actually certify businesses. So like in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, if a firm wants to be certified with the Commonwealth, they actually go online and complete a certification application. And when they're doing that, they're utilizing our software. And so when they complete that application, it's received by a certification specialist within the state who actually processes it and then determines and verifies that that business is an MBE, it's a WBE, it's a small disadvantaged business, whatever the classification is. So that's that they're utilizing our technology that we create to get those certifications.
Okay.
And then once they're certified, there is a public accessible directory. So now when the Commonwealth releases an RFP and the Commonwealth has established that there should be an MBE goal, let's say it's 15%, then those businesses that are going to bid can actually search that directory and find firms to team up with. So the whole idea is to make it easy, right? Prism is to make it easy for vendors to be inclusive and team up with the great businesses that are in the community.
Okay.
Wow, interesting.
Donna?
Yes. Hey, Angela.
Oh my goodness, ladies, I'm so happy to be here.
We're happy to see you.
Yes, but I just say I actually met someone that utilized your services and they absolutely loved it. They said the process itself was so helpful to their business.
Awesome. Well, that's good feedback to hear. You know, we don't often get the good feedback. You know how it is. Some people give great shout outs, and other people give really great shout outs if something's not going well. So I'm actually glad to hear that you can repeat that shout out for me. Say it again.
They said
yes.
Made it helped simplify the process for them. It was very helpful.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. And that's just, you know, it's really meant. The more businesses that we can get in the pipeline, the better we're able to support the community, right? How many of you guys actually have employees in your business? I mean, that we can create jobs. And when you create jobs, you change the community. And so that's what I wake up every day doing, feel like I'm changing the world by helping to make sure that diverse businesses are in the game. And then the other aspect is to help level the playing field. So we also help our customers examine their processes to see, are they open for business? So believe it or not that long ago, in order to get some solicitation notices, you had to be on a buyer's list, literally a list that someone might pull out of a drawer or a spreadsheet. And so it made it also almost impossible for many businesses that if you didn't know somebody who knew somebody, you might not even know the opportunity existed. Yeah. And so this way, our software also allows the customers to publish those opportunities. So now businesses can go in and search and say, oh, I can bid on this. In addition, we encourage them to put all their businesses in the directories. So that way, if I'm a minority-owned business and I want to team up with a business that offers a similar service, I can find them too, because that was the other thing. There used to be directories and only the minority-owned businesses were in there. Well, what about me being able to do a reach out and say, hey, IBM, or hey, you know, Jacobs Engineering, I want to team with you on this opportunity. Right. So now it enables two-way business development, because you all know we need to be assertive. We can't wait for the phone to ring. We need to be able to pick up the phone and call someone and tell them about ourselves and about our businesses. Right. And that's the way we grow.
It's interesting. I was looking at some stuff while you were talking. Like, I'm kind of new to that, you know, language, I say. So I had to, you know, do my own research and see exactly, you know. So I was just looking like, wow, this is interesting now. Definitely beneficial, especially, you know, for business owners.
Yes, for sure. And then the other thing is, once you win that opportunity with the company, you want to get paid.
Right. Okay.
You want to make sure that you're paid and you're paid timely. And some of the conduct that was prevalent in the industry, maybe not so much prevalent, but it definitely hasn't gone away, is sometimes there would be projects where a business would perform services, and then the prime contractor that they may provide those services for might not pay them, or they may not pay them in a timely manner. And like I said, if you have employees, what gives you gray hair is whether you're going to be able to meet payroll, right? If payroll coming, you need to get paid on time. And so that's the other aspect that our customers can see when businesses are getting paid, and if there are delays. So that whole ecosystem and having transparency in it really helps us to have financially stable and growing businesses. And that's what it's all about, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So BGE wants their money on time.
They surely did.
On time.
Everybody want their money. All these businesses want their stuff on time. They don't care nothing about
we sure do.
That's exactly right. So we all have to be paid timely, right?
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. So that's the other aspect that our software does. It also makes sure that the at least the customer knows if their vendors are being paid in a timely manner. And so it allows, a real nice transparency, nice payment flow. And if it's not flowing, they know about it and they can actually reach out and hopefully help those businesses.
So who does the reporting, I guess, of the payment? Does the company, like the person that actually controls the software, they do the reporting?
So it's actually, I'll give you the example of, let's just take the city of Atlanta. So let's say they award a contract to, let's say, Turner Construction to build a terminal at their airport. And then Turner Construction goes out and they hire a bunch of companies to support them because they don't do all the work. They're going to hire some electricians, some painters, some concrete, folks as well. And so what happens is the city pays Turner directly for those services, right? But it's Turner's responsibility to pay all of those other companies.
Okay.
So the software is actually licensed by the city of Atlanta.
Okay.
So they know they know what payments they're paying. So they can at any time click a button and say, how much have we paid Turner? Okay. But then Turner logs in and they say, okay, here are all the subs that we paid. Every month they log in and report the payments to their subcontractors. Mm-hmm. So now the city has the ability to see, here's all the payments we've made, and here are all the payments that have been made to the subs.
Okay.
So they can do the checks and balances to see that everyone's getting paid promptly and sufficiently.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, awesome.
And guess what? There's one more step. The sub gets to say, yes, I got the payment.
Right. I was waiting for that part.
And it's what we agreed upon.
Right. And it's right. Or it's not. It wasn't timely. It's just as important for the customer to know if there are delays. Believe it or not, there are actually laws on the book that establish those payment timelines.
And so is it actually time deadline? Is there any deadline?
There are.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
And some are more aggressive than others.
Right.
Federal government requires that the contractors pay within 30 days of them receiving payment.
Okay.
But the city of Atlanta is pretty aggressive. They require 7 days.
Oh, wow.
Within 7 days of that prime receiving payment, they're supposed to pay their subcontractors. So everybody gets if it works, everybody gets their pay. If it doesn't work, our software is intended to let the customer know that they're delayed. So, yeah.
So, how does this help someone with organization and end of the year reports in preparation for tax time and all that? Do they kind of get one spreadsheet of everyone paid and simplify things that way?
So we try to get away from using spreadsheets. Okay. The software actually houses all of this data in a database. And so we have reports that are already built into the system that will, yes, with a click of a button, they can actually run a report that shows all the payments made to every vendor. And that's how they're able to say, yes, we spent X amount of dollars with primary firms, X amount of dollars with women-owned firms, X with veteran-owned, so they're able to do that very easily by just running the standard reports. And we hope that they run them on a monthly basis, because we don't want them to get to the end of the year and realize, oh, we didn't spend enough money with those firms. So our processes that we teach our customers are, no, run that report at the end of each month and make sure that the primes are meeting their targets and not missing out. Because surely if you went out and spent money to perform on a project, you don't want them to get to the end of the year and say, oh, I know Nicole spent, $50,000 to perform on this project, but they didn't use her, and therefore she didn't get paid, right? So those are the kinds of things that our software helps give that visibility to, so they can check in and say, hey, wasn't Nicole supposed to be on that project doing some work back in April?
Right.
Is she getting her payments on time? So that way, like I said, all of these processes are in place because of conduct and business practices that have been in the industry and were discriminating against businesses, particularly against minority and women-owned businesses. And so the software is really meant to make sure we erode those practices that hold our businesses back. It's tough enough to be in business. It takes a lot of risk and there's a lot of reward, being in business, but we don't need those extra obstacles, to be a hindrance.
Right.
And so over the years, our goal is to erode those practices so our businesses can be just as successful as the next guy or gal.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Interesting. That's
wonderful.
I was just going to, I might have missed this, but how long has this software been available now?
We brought the first product to market in 2008, and it's evolved. We started out with just three modules, and today we have what we'll say are 10 to 11 core capabilities, and then each of those modules breaks down into, it's probably a total of about 50 different capabilities that our customers subscribe to. And it's all web-based, and that's the cool thing. One of the challenges, of course, with COVID has been, can businesses continue to thrive, in this environment? And because our business is pretty much all software, it's in the internet or it's in the cloud. I think our biggest area that we had to adapt, well, I had to adapt because I do most of the business development, was the fact I couldn't get on an airplane and I couldn't fly to my customers and I couldn't, go and be in front of them. So that was a big inhibitor. But actually, we're resilient, right? Just like you described, Jessica. You said I had to do something different, right?
Right. Yeah.
We had to do something different. So we learned how to do more meetings online. We learned how to do more sales online.
Technology.
Yeah, we're learning how to be more social on media.
Right.
Many of those aspects we were doing but we really needed to amp up our game. And COVID has encouraged us to amp up. And in fact, next month, we're launching on all platforms. So we'll have a presence on LinkedIn, Facebook, and Instagram. And so, but yeah, it was we had to learn how to adapt, but we're ready now. 2021, bring it on.
Yes, you're ready now, right?
That's right.
You ready?
We're saying, bring it on. Yeah,
you're right.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, indeed.
I know that's interesting.
That's great. I guess you know, like you said, COVID has allowed us to step up our game and make the necessary changes for all of our businesses. I know it's some things that, you know, I wasn't even doing a month ago that I'm doing now. So
Right.
I know, I'm sure, you know, Nicole, and everybody has a little, and it may not be nothing, you know, obvious that you probably really think that you're doing, that you've really made a change, but we all had to make the necessary changes to keep the businesses going. So I get it. I get it. It's definitely necessary for the time that we're in right now.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's critical, especially now that we support each other's businesses.
Yeah,
And
most
so
definitely.
that's one of the reasons why when Donnie mentioned you all were doing the show, I said, definitely, what can we contribute? Because the more we share with each other, the more we thrive as a community.
Definitely.
Right? And so we definitely need unity in our community. How can we expect others to support us if we don't first support each other? Right. So thank you, Angela, for sharing, you know, hey, you hear great things. We need to say that about ourselves, right? We are, like I said, a resilient community, and we are brilliant, not just resilient, we are brilliant, lots of talent. And it just doesn't always get exposed. And so I'm thrilled, like I said, to learn about other businesses so I can share, you know, with others as well. Tell me again, Nicole, what's the name of your business?
It's ANC Pack and Ship.
Okay, ANC Pack and Ship. Okay.
We're currently, I guess, in the second phase of our MBE.
Okay. Wonderful. And is that with the city or is that with Mdot?
That's with Mdot.
Okay. All right.
I haven't applied for Baltimore as of yet because I wasn't really sure where we were going to end up. So.
Okay. Okay. Awesome. Hey, well, if you have any problems with that, let me know.
Okay.
Thank you. That was one of the first things we did when, you know, we've been in business 27 years. So probably we got our Mdot certification after maybe year 2. Okay. Maybe I think in 1994, actually. And we got the federal certification. We're certified with the city of Baltimore, and actually have been certified all over the country because of, you know, having customers throughout the country. So we have certifications in other places as well.
I was just going to ask, your services are nationally, right?
Yes.
Great. And you said you've been in business for 27 years?
Yes. We formed in 1993.
So if you don't mind me asking, COVID is just one of the pivots that you did, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. So when I say resilient, I've been through all kinds of downturns and tribulations.
Share another one and maybe tell us some advice that you would have, because it's going to happen. Whether we get through this pandemic and we move on to something else is going to happen. So can you share advice on how to be in it for the long haul?
Absolutely. So I think first it begins with your own mindset. Okay, so I'll give you the example. Back in 2008, what was going on? Our country was experiencing a recession, right? Well, I made a decision that I wasn't going to participate. And that's my mindset. So every day I would wake up and I would not watch the news, because every day the news would tell me we're going to be in a recession. But I didn't want to, I had just really, I mentioned I launched our software in really 2008, 2007. I couldn't afford to be in a recession. So I put blinders on and I chose not to allow that in my spirit, in my optimism. And so I continued with my plan, and you really do need to plan for your business, right? And so, like I said, so first it begins with that decision. Now I'm a very faithful person also. So I believe the whole product that God put that in my spirit to create it in the first place.
Right.
So then I also knew it wasn't going to fail because it wasn't mine.
Right.
This idea in this business, I'm really just a servant leader in it. So my mindset is that this can't fail either, which is also what fueled my ability to maintain a mindset that I'm going to get through this. So the pandemic is just another one of those things. It's out there in the atmosphere. Right. But I have to succeed in spite of it, and God's going to give me the will and the resources to do that. And that's my foundational aspect. And especially when you know you're living in your purpose, you feel it.
Yeah.
You may not know, and there's some scripture that talks about, and Pastor Thomas, I think, just preached about this last Sunday, where you will know certain things that are happening right now. And you may know certain things that you want to happen, but you don't know how it's going to happen in the middle. That's the part you don't know.
Yeah.
That's why you have to have faith.
The unknown.
It's the unknown, right? And that's where I allow my faith to and my prayer and my meditation to let that will those resources to me. And unbelievable things have happened in the past year. Not only the social media aspect, but part of my ability to get our product out into a national market, I need business partners.
Right.
And I've been able to bring on a business partner that's going to help me get my product out on a national basis.
Right.
So it's things like that all of a sudden, if you're an honest person, you have a spirit of faith, a spirit of resilience, and a belief in what you're doing, then you can see these pandemics as, how do I adapt? Because I know I'm going to be successful, but what tweak am I going to make? What little change can I do to ensure that I can still pivot, or that I can, so those are the types of things that I have had to do. And I could give you other stories, but I'm not going to, dominate. But literally, I've been through critical situations where I thought our business was going to fail. But once you get through one of those big failures, you're like, oh, I'm like a weeble.
Right.
Right, but we get back up, right?
Don't fall.
You gotta keep going, huh?
That's exactly right.
I learn something all the time. I'm like, look, I always say I'm the baby out of everybody. I know I am. I'm listening to you like I just started this whole doing hair, was one thing, but taking on all these other business, ventures. It's really, I have been through something in 2020. It has been an awesome year, full of blessings, full of opportunities. But just that behind the scenes stuff that nobody, no one knows that you go through, dealing with people, dealing with business, things not working out. I mean, I had to take a few punches, and I took a lot of L's last year. So it's like, I'm hearing you. So I'm like, dang, I got to go through something else. There's going to be some more stuff to come. So, I mean, it makes you strong. Like you said about faith, like, I always say my faith, it will secure my future no matter what. So it's like when things happen, instead of panicking, I just be calm. It can be stuff so bad, and I'll be like, Lord, what do I gotta do to go through this now? Like, just tell me what to do, So I get that whole thing. I just have a calmness, now. Took me years to get like this, but being an entrepreneur, I had no choice but to, calm my spirit, just being a boss, so I get it. So
sometimes we have to, as the scripture says, we have to be still. And sometimes when you have those especially disappointing things that can happen.
That's what it is. Yep. That's what it was. Disappointment. 2020 year disappointment.
Absolutely. But then you'll come through the other side and you'll have a testimony.
Yeah.
Right. And 2001 was another year like that. In 2001, what was the big deal back then? You may be too young, Jessica.
I graduated from high school.
9/11.
Yeah. Right.
Another dramatic change, right? Especially in IT for us, because in the IT industry, right before 9/11, like 6 months, our industry was on this major high of investing in businesses. I mean, people were investing in .coms like crazy. And all of a sudden they had this huge explosive boom in the .com industry. I mean, it tanked like overnight. And so not only that, then that was followed by 9/11, which then, instead of organizations being able to spend in IT, especially the government, they sucked all those dollars out and started putting them in public safety and putting them in defense and other areas. And we were again at one of these points like, oh my God, how are we going to survive this, right? Because folks are canceling contracts or opportunities that we were thinking we were going to get. Remember, I got payroll to pay, right? I'm not just thinking about myself.
Mhm.
I have employees that rely on us, right, to get paid. And so that was another one of those dramatic times. And then, as if that was not enough, I was pregnant, having a son. I was out on maternity leave when all of this stuff is falling apart. My father was actually dying and died in 2001. So you're talking about one disappointment after another. It was just mind blowing.
Tough.
And the worst of it all is when one of my primes decided not to pay us. It's just what I told you guys a moment ago, right? We need our pay to pay.
Right.
And so one of our largest prime contractors basically withheld almost $900,000 from our business across about 5 contracts. And again, I'm on maternity leave. My staff is calling me saying, hey, there's trouble in paradise, and we got problems. And there was a time I couldn't even tell you the story without tearing up, because I thought we were going to go out of business after all that we had done and been through. So the silver lining for us, again, just remaining in prayer. The spending in defense actually helped us because our business was diversified. We actually had customers in state and local government, but we also had customers in the defense industry. So when one set of customers were actually, the spending was declining, actually their spending actually started to ramp up. So we did get calls to say, no, we need your engineering expertise out here. So we were able to restore some of our business, but that was the first time we had to lay employees off.
Wow.
So did the prime eventually pay, or did you take him to court?
We tried to sue them and realized that I was already out of resources. I didn't have enough money to sue them. Their attorneys work internally. They're on payroll. Right. And my attorneys, I actually didn't even have these types of attorneys. After we had spent almost $50,000, I realized we're not going to win.
Nothing else. Yeah.
And we didn't have the support of our customer.
Now,
but out of that story that I share with you, if I had not gone through that experience, I would not have created this product.
Exactly.
That product was created out of that ordeal. And that product, that whole experience allowed us to create this product. And it turned us from being a local services business to now we're a national IT firm. Imagine that. So that pain, that tribulation led to a testimony and something I never could have imagined, right? So, but I'm telling you, in 2001, you never could have told me that I would be here today,
right?
Customers throughout the U.S. and one of the only African-American owned, woman-owned software manufacturing companies in the world. And that's where we are. That's who we are today as Early Morning Software.
Oh, that's
that's an awesome story.
So we always say we don't know what we're being prepared for.
Jackie!
I just want to take a minute to give a shout out because we have people that's been listening in. And you know what, JRevive, you said something. You dropped a jewel and you dropped it so fast. Let's rewind that. You said your future. What did you say? Your faith will dictate your future. What was the wording on that?
Your faith will secure your future.
Your faith will secure your future. I just want to repeat that for the people that are listening. We have like Jackie and Ron and other people that are listening and already online with us. It was no way you was going to say that quick and not.
Look, I always say Look, I got a whole story myself. That's a whole nother show. Let me tell you, you can go through some stuff. I don't care how bad it feels. I don't care if your heart is broken. I don't care if you have health issues, family issues, anything. I don't care how bad it makes you feel. Just always remember your faith. If you got a little bit of faith, let it just rock it out. It will secure. Like I always say that. I don't get finances, anything.
Yeah.
It will. Your faith, if you believe, your faith, your future will definitely be secured. Definitely.
Without a doubt.
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Miss Jackie.
Hi.
How you feeling
So Jackie, I gotta come on the SISTABIZ show in order to see you. It's a long time no see.
Oh, you getting called out.
I really miss you. Thanks for having me.
Awesome.
Awesome. Well, I see why I had technical difficulties tonight. Girl, y'all giving out messages.
Tonight is the night of messages tonight, huh? We all gonna get something from this show.
Yes, indeed. They was trying to keep me from all this goodness going on.
Hi, Jackie. I've never met you before. You want to introduce yourself? I'm Jessica, known as JRevive.
Okay, I am Jackie Arthur, so I kind of go by Queen Jackie. I have a radio broadcast called the Intimacy Chronicles. And my show is on Mixed Station Radio, and I'm also a holistic life coach as well. So I've been doing the show for probably about 4 years. It's given me some great opportunities. Like I think in 2019, I actually won like an XP award for communications and broadcasting. So that in itself was amazing. But at that time and getting the award, my professional life was thriving, but the personal life had crashed. Yeah, so it's kind of like when you're walking up on stage and you're getting your award, and then you realize these people have no idea what I'm dealing with. But I went up there and smiled as if everything was perfect. So, yeah.
Ladies, can we relate?
Yes, indeed.
Every day.
Nicole had experience like Jackie is talking about.
Not really, because I mean, my husband is probably one of my biggest supporters. He's my partner in almost everything. We've been together for almost 25 years. And I mean, I don't know probably where I would be, without him. So, I mean, he's one of the best Black men, that great father, husband. So, he's one of my now I've experienced, heartbreak in my family and stuff that kind of, I've had some bad days in regards to that, but relationship, with my husband and stuff has been okay.
Well, that's what I was thinking, ladies. It's not, and Jackie, not to hijack what you were saying, but just as a woman, there are so many times that we're going through challenges and we got to keep on smiling despite. Or we're tired. It could be something because we're tired, but we got to go cook dinner despite. We would love to take tonight off, but we're mommy, so we can't.
Right.
So even though it might not be from a relationship standpoint, just as a woman, I think we oftentimes wear the smile when we don't feel like smiling.
Absolutely.
I was tired.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. That's true.
So
that is true.
So Jackie, your personal development was going one way and your business development was going another way.
Absolutely. And I think sometimes we ignore the signs because maybe you feel like, I know for me, I kept thinking I will deal with that later. Right now, let me work on the professional side. And when later came, later really came. And so I've been married 29 years. But there was some other things going on that I just kind of got like tired of.
Mm.
And my mindset was let the chips fall where they may because I'm tired and I
Yeah.
don't carry this anymore. And that's what I did. I let the chips fall. And then the aftermath, when something falls apart, there are so many other aspects of it. There are other people that are involved. And like I had to talk to my family and say, I don't want to do this anymore. I
Mm.
don't want to feel alone and I'm in a relationship. I
Mhm.
don't want that. So, and I know that there are people that can relate, and people say, how can you be lonely in a
Oh,
relationship?
lots of people are.
Lots of people
And,
are.
It's a
yeah,
song about it. Whew.
Mhm.
so,
What's the song, Angela? What's the song?
Isn't it Jill Scott? Like, I'm lonely even though you hear something.
I mean, it's crazy, but I think you get through it. I think I have such a strong network.
Yes.
Like my family is like everything to me. And even though
Mhm.
like my husband and I are separated, I am okay right now.
Mhm.
And I'm loving this space that I'm in.
Okay.
Um, and I know that, sometimes you have to go through something in order to fully understand who you're meant to be. And
Yes.
sometimes you're as far as you can go with someone. And I think that's a
Mhm.
big part of what happened.
Mhm.
Y'all know
You
what
know
I
what?
love about this show? We get on here and we're so transparent. And
Mhm.
through our transparency and our love, really, we're able to help so many other people. Now,
Yeah.
Miss J, you always saying you the baby out the group.
I am.
I'm 22, so I don't know what she's talking about. In
Well,
my
let me
brain,
not
in my
say my
brain,
age then. Let me
in my
not say
brain.
my age.
Right.
Because I'm a grown woman, but I'm a baby to y'all.
Oh,
But
in my
True.
brain, I'm
see
22.
that as the baby, you have a story to share.
Sure. Sure.
I mean to put you on the spot, but something tells me that you have a story to share that, like Jackie, like myself, like Nicole and Donna, will help others. So, what?
Right.
Tell us a
What's
little
your
bit.
story?
Wow, I try not to keep talking about it. I spent 2020 talking about it. I was like, I'm not doing it this year. But the reason why I have all this stuff, I always say the reasons is because all my businesses and everything that I have going on was not planned at all. Nothing was planned. It kind of just happened. And I always say that a few years ago, I went through, relationship issues just like we all did. I separated, and right after my separation, I got sick and I actually did not know what was going on with me. And make a long story short, I was diagnosed with having multiple sclerosis. So through that, the whole year, I didn't get any medical insurance. Well, I had medical insurance, but it wasn't conducive to any type of, real illness. So I had to wait until the beginning of that year, which was like 6 months after I was diagnosed, until my insurance plan changed over. So basically, I received any treatment. So during those 6 months, I was worsening. I could barely walk. I couldn't run. Even playing with my son, he was 8 when I was diagnosed with MS. Just playing and running, even to kind of jack him up. I could not run without feeling inflammation in my body. And you know how somebody may have Parkinson's disease, like they shake really bad on the outside. I was shaking internally. So it was something that I had to get used to within my body. I would cook and drop my whole plate, and I'm around people and they thinking I'm just being clumsy. So I used to get frustrated, a lot because it was literally I went to sleep one way and woke up another. So I had to get used to my new norm. And it was it was more getting adjusted. I can deal with how I was feeling in my body, but it was like I was embarrassed. I kept, I was disappointed. I was angry at God. I was angry at individuals in my life that I felt like had hurt me in other ways. So I was blaming my illness on them, so I was just mad at the world. And I feel like going through that, if I never, got sick, if I never got my heart broken, if I never been through any of that, I honestly do not believe that I would be right here And that's why I said the little things that I go through now as far as relationships and friendships, I've had so-called friends that I've been friends with for years that have crossed me. So that stuff that happens as far as business, that's nothing. Like, I just be looking like whatever, because I think about my health. I think about, the fact that I am a single mother. So it's like, I need to be here for my son. That's the only reason why I, got out of the depression. I was just mad. And the more mad I got, the more sad I got about my health, the worse I was getting. So it was like, I was making myself sick. So, I woke up one day, I said, you know what? I'm going to get up. I'm going to get myself together. I mean, I had bills due, just not paying a $20 credit card bill. I just was letting everything go. And I told myself, I'm not going to lose everything I have because of an illness. I'm not going to let that dictate my future. That's why I said that. Because I don't care. Like I said, anybody can go through stuff. Everybody has their own story. But that right there, your health, that almost took my life. So it's like, I'm grateful for the good things, the bad things, the stuff that's not so right now. I'm like, Lord, if you got my health, when I started getting treatment, I get treatment twice a year now. So I sit for about 6 hours. It's like a chemo, like how people get, but I'm fine. I don't have any, reactions to it. At first my hair was falling out a little bit, but for the most part, I'm fine. It doesn't make me feel. I just get my treatment October and May and keep it moving. I can't overexert myself because I can get tired a lot, but I've learned to balance. I know if I get tired, I just need to sit down. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I've learned my new norm. And then when COVID came, I'm like, here we go again. Like, now, Lord, I didn't build all this stuff up after I got sick, after the relationship. Now, you going to try to shut down my stuff? Like, we're not doing it. So that's why I said,
you put the blinders on.
It is what I did. I'm listening to you. I'm like, I did that. I had to. That's the reason why I am sitting here right now. Because if I sat and dwelled on my sickness and kept saying, God, why you do this to me? I work really hard. I'm a hard worker. I'm doing this. You're going to make me sick? That's not right. You should have made the sick people sick that played with me. That's how my mindset was. Like, why do you make them sick? They don't even want to do nothing with their life. So I'm just thinking so negative. And when I went to the hospital, my whole left side of my body went numb one day, and I couldn't feel my body because I cried for 8 hours the day before. Nobody knows that. I cried so bad till I made my body, so I couldn't feel my left side of my body. And I went to the hospital, and this doctor came into me in the middle of the night. I would never forget. He said to me, I have to change my mindset. That's the only way I'm going to live. And that's what I did. I listened to him. He said, no medication is going to work. Nothing. You have to get up and you have to forgive and change your mindset. That man was God sent, because he wasn't even supposed to be talking to me like this, but his 2 words changed my life. That's why I'm listening to all you right now. People don't understand the power in words. It can really change your life.
In prayer.
That man said 2 things to me: forgive and something else. And it literally changed my life. Like, I literally woke up the next morning when I left and was like, okay, I got to do this. I got to get my heart together. I got to get my mindset together, because I want to live. I don't want to die from sadness or being angry. So you guys are powerful. The sum of my story, that's really the bulk of JRevive, the brand. It has a story.
Right.
And I always tell it's deeper than me just making hair growth, than doing hair. When I do hair, people come into my salon and, I try to, give them, I want them to leave with something. It's not just about me making money. This is what I enjoy. This is my passion, so it's
your
like,
purpose.
It's my purpose. I realize it now. I kept saying, Lord, what is my purpose? I kept asking God, what is my purpose? And then I got sick. And I'm like, this ain't my purpose. So I understand it now through growth. You got to go through some things to get to where you are. So I get it. I get it. So there we go. I said it.
She tried to keep that to herself. Yeah.
I didn't feel like it. I was like, I'm not talking about this in 2021. I'm tired. But I know how my story in my life, has really changed a lot of people and helped a lot of people. I know that. I hear people text me, they call me, and last night somebody texted me from Atlanta and said, you're such an inspiration. I'm saying to myself, what am I doing? But working, but I know my life, just like your life, all the stories I'm hearing from you, your lives are helping me, so I get it, so that's awesome. Me. Awesome. Hi, Marsha.
Hey, Marsha.
Hi, everybody.
Hey, Marsha.
That's powerful. I didn't hear all of it, but what I heard at the end was great, that you looking at reality and dealing with moving forward.
Yeah.
And too often we get caught up in all that foolishness. that, you know, all that negative energy is a burden.
Yes, yes.
You know, I just see it as like doo-doo on a shovel that you just pick up and throw away, right?
Yes.
But that's real, right?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It stinks. It's all in the way. You got to, you know, it's like, really, I got to deal with this. And we all have it. We all have to get through it. How do you get through it? And I'm a visual person, so I have to visually see things to remove them from my mind, my body, and spirit. You know, so it sounds really whack that I would say it's like doo-doo on a shovel, but it is doo-doo on a shovel. It really is doo-doo on a shovel, for real. And I don't want it around me anymore.
Right.
Get rid of it.
It needs to go. It needs to go. It's got to go. It's got to go. And we don't always, we hold on to it because we've done so much for other people. We've created all these opportunities. We've built all these different things. They don't want to acknowledge all the time, be it male, female, sister, brother. They don't want to acknowledge what you've done because they act like they did it, right? And they want, they nobody helped them get that. But wait a minute, excuse me, wasn't you the same person that didn't have the, that I just, was that you? Was that you?
They forget
I just want to know if that's you, right? And they keep it moving like they all that. When in fact, I can go through the whole list of all the stuff that I did. I know. But do I have to tell you? Why do I have to tell you? So there's a disconnect in whatever it is, be it your boss, be it your sister, be it your brother, be it your man, your woman, whatever. They don't want to deal with that reality.
Yeah.
It's like they take on that ownership. They take on the ownership of all the positive, wonderful things that have been done. And we allow them to. We allow them to. It's like, okay, well, go ahead, Muffin Head. But in reality, right? In reality, you should say, nigga, what? You're delusional.
Right.
You're delusional. Why are you saying all that? You didn't do none of that. When I met you, you were doing this, brother. So get out my face. And so, and then we can take back our own power because we have to really look at who we are and what we've really done. And it's not about ego. It's about making certain that we're not crazy.
Yeah.
That we see what our value is and we see our own worth. That's the huge part. Because too often we allow people to take some of that away from us and it just chinks and it chinks and it chinks and it chinks. It's like the chick that sits next to you at work and she ain't done nothing because she didn't ask you 20 questions in order for her to do her job. But then she gets a promotion, right? When you did all the work. And then you got to sit back and you're like, wait a minute, excuse me. And then, you know, for real, we need to be saying, okay, so did you tell her that I really helped you do that report?
They're not gonna do it. They're not gonna say all that.
Oh no.
Right? But they want to take all that. So sometimes we have to keep things, even though we want to be givers, we want to do things for people. We have to see how certain people treat us, and do we keep? And then it becomes abuse.
Yeah, but we're not going to have that in this 2021
at all.
We're going to be winners with new attitude.
This is winning season.
Again.
Right. Yeah. All caps. All caps. All caps. We are all winners.
Yes.
And so let all that dead doo-doo go.
Yes.
Let it go.
Let it go.
So Angela, what's your story?
Who asked that? I missed who asked.
Yes. What's your story?
Well, my story is a collaboration of what you guys said already. It started in 2008. I was working in corporate and they let the whole marketing department go. I was part of that team. And at the time, I just knew in my spirit that it wasn't time to get my resume together, but it was time to stop straddling the fence when it came to entrepreneurship. I always had side hustles. I always had something going on. But it was time to really focus and build my empire. And so I proceeded in that way in 2008, which we've already discussed in the session. But like Donna said, I was focused with blinders on. And so going forward and taking this, doing hair that I was always told wasn't good enough, and taking it to a whole nother level, I branched out to become a day spa in downtown
Oh, wonderful.
wellness. But what no one knew at this big celebration we were having that was standing room only. This is before I had any equipment and furniture or anything. Standing room only. I didn't realize how much I was loved till I saw all of those people there. No one knew that I was.
We can't hear you.
No.
We can't hear you, Angela.
Hello?
I think we hear you. No.
Try it again.
Y'all still there?
Yes,
Yeah.
I can hear you now.
I don't know what's going on with this technology with me this evening. No one knew I was going through a divorce at that time. Sorry. And what they did not know is that I was sleeping on the couch inside of the spa.
Wow.
And so what they thought was that my husband and I were becoming these co-owners of this beautiful business. And really, I was just falling apart on the other side of things. So that's the short end of the story. There's so much more details, but I know this is our time. I know my technology has really been a nuisance this evening, so I don't want to belabor anything. But
Yes.
I have a lot more details to share of just how I had to put the smile on my face and keep on pressing on with a young daughter watching, with a marriage failing, and with a business thriving.
I think that sounds like a book.
Yeah.
So ladies, I can no longer hear you. So if you're saying something to me, I receive it and I thank you, but I don't know what's going on with the technology on my end tonight.
Okay.
Okay, we're gonna wrap it up with those. I know we had a lot of people tune in, not, the normal this evening. So I'm happy about that, and I thank everyone that tuned in tonight. I want to give out just a quick rundown. Nicole, just give people, the listeners, your information, how to locate you. And I just want to go down the list real quick, and then we're gonna. Oh God.
We are located at 1400 West Lombard Street, Baltimore, Maryland 21223. Our website, you can actually reach us on Ship and Impress as well as acpackandship.com.
Donna?
Hey, yes, I'm Donna Stevenson with Early Morning Software and PrismCompliance.com. And that's where you find us, www.prismcompliance.com. And I'd love to talk to anyone who wants to have a diverse business, enterprise, diversity, inclusion in their business, and help all of us grow as individuals, employees, and businesses.
Wow. Marsha?
Hi, Marsha Jews. I have a weekly newsletter or monthly newsletter, and I have a daily show with Donnie Glover, Be More News, and it's on from 10 to 11. And then I do all kinds of consulting from diversity, inclusion, equity to large-scale trade shows and conferences.
All righty, and Jackie.
Okay, so I have the show called Intimacy Chronicles. We will return February 17th.
Great.
From 7 to 8:30 p.m.
Yay!
on .com. And you can also visit my website at www.she'sthequeen@queenjackie.net.
I love it.
Yay! And of course myself.
Congratulations.
Yay! And of course myself, JRevive. You can find me at jrevive.com for all my upcoming events and even book appointments. So that's where you can find me. And thank you to those that tuned in this evening. You can catch us. Did I get Nicole?
Oh, well, we forgot Angela. Her business is Simple Wellness.
I'm sorry.
Downtown Baltimore.
I didn't see it no more.
I would give the plug for.
That was nice.
Give my girl her plug. I'm sorry.
Angela, Simple Wellness.
Yes.
Total Health Spa.
That's right.
You have to
I'm
look
sorry.
up.
All right. Y'all have a good night.
Good night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Bye-bye.
I don't know how to get out this thing.